Welcome one and all, my name is Tawess and we are back with another vlog. So what are we going to talk about today? Well, to put it like this, Morhaime of Blizzard Entertainment said something really interesting. Namely that loot boxes are okay as long as they're Blizzard loot boxes. And this of course has sparked some sort of controversy at some places of the internet as usual. And I kind of feel like I have to give my take on that, because I can understand what he's saying. The loot boxes in Overwatch are, for the most part, absolutely cosmetic. There are no way of having them offer any sort of real power beyond the power of cool. And that is where the problem comes in. Because you see, the power of cool is strong enough that some role-playing games actually made it a thing. With things like hero points and stuff. I'm talking classic old school tabletop now. Sort of pen and paper RPGs. You had hero points. You could do awesome stuff with them just because it was cool. So yeah, basically what he's saying is that the loot boxes in games like Overwatch does not offer any power, so they're not bad loot boxes. But every loot box, as Jim Sterling pointed out, is feeding into the same kind of emotional triggers that gambling does. Any kind of gambling. And this is by definition absolutely gambling. But at the same time, compared to many other boxes these days, I have to say that they are not that bad. In fact, they are really good. By loot boxes standards. I mean, they're still loot boxes, but by loot box standards, they are pretty okay. And that is why I think Blizzard has been most left out of the whole angry argument. I mean, there was a lot of angry argument by the time Overwatch released, and then when Heroes of the Storm got the same kind of treatment, there was a lot of angry voices, not to mention the initial, I do mean that's initial, horrible wrongdoings that was Diablo 3 at launch. That was horrible. Bad and horrible. But we can't do much about that. So, should Blizzard get a free pass? It depends on where you put it. If you're okay with loot boxes, gambling mechanic per se, as long as it's not offering power, then yes, by all means, it does absolutely nothing for the game. It's just a way to offer custom looks and feeds into a free DLC expansion thingy program, which gives you new maps and new heroes on a regular basis, which of course new heroes means new skins, which fits into loot boxes. Yeah, it's a never-ending thing. But at the same time, and this is important, at the same time, if you are against the entire gambling mechanic of loot boxes, then no. By no definition should they get a free pass. They're still offering the power of cool for real-world money. Their offerings of free boxes are fairly good. You just play the game and you get boxes on a regular basis. It is nice. You can even track with the XP bar how much you have left until you hit the next box. So that is good. But at the same time, it preys on people who are addicted to gambling. People have a hard time saying no. And God knows that the partner company to Blizzard, which is Activision, have proven themselves to be more than ready to prey upon these sort of, I shouldn't say weak people, but not subjective. That would be sort of kind of Swedish. The susceptible people is what I was looking for. And that is not good. That is never gonna be good. And to be quite honest, I don't think it's something you should do. But on the other hand, I like my gambling, so I don't know. How do you really treat that? But yeah, so Mike Morhaime said that Blizzard loot boxes are not bad loot boxes, and yeah, I can agree. Blizzard loot boxes aren't all that bad. There are still loot boxes and everything that entails, but they're not that bad. They could have been a lot worse. But there could also have been a game without loot boxes entirely, and I think we're going to see that trend coming in. loot boxes are slowly going to fade away. They're going to go into some other form. Like the horrible system that they use in Call of Duty. Now that my friend is a dirty system. That system is so dirty that it's dirty. I mean, it's technically not worse than what Blizzard is doing because other people still see your skins in Overwatch, for example. And seeing someone with skins, yeah, gonna make you want to pick it up. But I don't know. It's a matter of opinion, I guess. And since I'm not a person who have a addiction to gambling or is particularly susceptible to gambling mechanics, I'm not the right person to judge here. Because I can just say, no, I'm not going to get one of those. And it doesn't take more effort than that. The people who have a right to really voice their opinion on this are the people who are actually suffering from this. People whose game basically turns worse. Who has to fight a constant goddamn battle just to keep away from this system. Those are the people. Those are the people who really need help with this. All I can do is offer my support and say that if this is an issue for you, I'm definitely going to do my best to make sure it goes away. And maybe that means you're going to have to accept the games are going to get a little bit less shiny, a little bit less flashy, coming out a little bit less often, having a bit smaller teams working on them because the cash flow with games is going to have to level out at some point. Without these sort of microtransactions, so they're not micro anymore, they're mega transactions. Anyway, I'm going to leave this off. I'm going to leave this off here because I don't have much more to say about it. But until next time, stay safe, be kind, play fair. Bye.